Before all of this, they were close to both of us and loved us equally. Now, they only love him. Last week, they made it clear that if I file for divorce, they will never see me again. I told them I'm never going back to him, and they said I've made my choice, and they will never see me again. Not the a-hole. Teenagers are stubborn and they think they can force your hand. If you give in to this, you would be setting an example that it's okay to submit to abusive or unfaithful relationships if someone applies pressure. Not something girls should be learning as the norm. Tell them that in their lives, if they ever need to walk out to protect themselves, you will support them, and it's a shame they don't feel the same, but it won't change your intention to do the right thing. I'm worried about what he's saying to them when OP isn't around. When they get older, they'll get wiser and return to mom. Truth always comes out. I 100% agree. I used to think my mom was the best and didn't like my dad. But when we went to get our passports, my dad showed us a message where my mom told him that we had said we felt like he didn't love us anymore. Honestly, that was an eye-opener for me. We were just waiting in line. It wasn't even like we were inside complaining or anything. Later on, I read the divorce settlement. My dad had given my mom about 1.5 million South African rand for properties and other things. He also had to pay for the damage to her car. She had an accident with it. I think she drove it into a tree, while still paying the 1.5 million. On top of that, he has to pay 30K in child support. While I understand it, my mom has barely used any of that money on us. Maybe 2,000 ZAR for spending money, and we're 4 kids, and that's it. We hardly get new clothes. My younger sisters get more than me and my older brother. My dad even pays for new beddings 12 times a year, but we only get new beddings maybe once a year or once every 2 years. My parents divorced and my mom also cheated. Multiple times, actually. I remember sitting at the door waiting for her to come back. I was about 10. From 4 p.m. to 8 p.m. with baths and dinner in between. It took me 7 years to really come to my senses. I wish I could get that time back with my dad. Your daughters will realize what they threw away when all you wanted to do was love them and be there for them. Next story. Am I the a-hole for telling my sister I won't raise her child after she abandoned him? I, 21 female, am in college, work part-time, and barely keeping my life together as it is. My sister, 27 female, who has always been more free-spirited than responsible, recently left her 4-year-old son with our parents and disappeared. She quit her job, packed a bag, and went on a soul-searching trip, leaving no real explanation beyond a vague text saying she needed to find herself. Now, our parents are getting older and taking care of a toddler full-time is wearing them down. They've been hinting that I should step up and help more. This has slowly turned into outright suggestions that I should take him in full-time, essentially becoming his guardian. I love my nephew, but I am not in a position to be anyone's mother right now. I have my studies, a tight budget, and no space for a child in my life. I told my parents and sister that while I can babysit here and there, I won't take full responsibility for him. I reminded them that's her child, not mine. When my sister called, I finally confronted her. I told her she needed to figure out her situation and come back for her son. She got angry, accused me of abandoning the family and said I should step up, since I'm the only one who has her life together. My parents are also upset with me. They think I'm being selfish and that I need to grow up and take on more responsibility for the sake of the family. I feel guilty, but at the same time, it's not like I chose to have a child. Am I the a-hole for standing my ground and refusing to become a full-time parent to my nephew? Should I just sacrifice my current life to help my family? Now for the comment. She got angry, accused me of abandoning family. Oh, that's rich. You're the one who's abandoning family? Tell her to look in the mirror. Not the a-hole. I feel so bad for the children in these situations. Please tell her to get her tubes tied so that she doesn't have any more free spirit pregnancies. That's what I choked on too. Girl, I just needed to read the first paragraph. Absolutely not. Not the a-hole. Taking a responsibility your sister doesn't know how to handle will just push you back. Don't even think on doing that. Keep studying, keep working, and keep doing the best you can. I know the kid might struggle, but if you take care of him, it'll be just 2 people struggling and nobody's gonna be fine. Do the best for yourself. Ignore the rest. Sounds like she picked a winner for a baby daddy if she couldn't dump the kid on his family. Who are we kidding? Her parents are easier and they understand her need to be a free spirit and to find herself. His parents might have just told her to grow the heck up after all. I have a feeling that the sister may not even know who the father is honestly. Being a free spirit, she probably didn't have any exclusive relationships. I could be wrong, but that's the vibe I get from this. Last story. Am I the a-hole for telling my sister that her child isn't special and we don't have to plan every family gathering around him? I'm 27 and my sister is a few years older with a 2-year-old son. Ever since she had her child, everything in our family seems to revolve around him. I get that she's excited as a new mom and that her life has changed, but it's really starting to get on my nerves. Every single family gathering is planned solely around her child. If we're organizing a holiday, it has to fit his nap schedule. If we choose a location, it has to be kid-friendly. The food, it always has to include something safe for him, even if the rest of us would prefer something else. I can't even have normal conversations with my family anymore because they always end up turning into discussions about her kid, what he did, how he acted, how the doctor's appointment went, or what new word he learned. Every story my sister tells seems to conclude with the idea that her son is the most amazing, extraordinary child ever. I'm happy for her, but it feels like everyone else in the family has become background noise in her child-centered show. A few days ago, I suggested we all go out for dinner one evening at a restaurant so we could finally have some adult time. Just relax and talk, without constantly worrying about her son's needs. My sister immediately shut it down, saying it didn't fit with her son's schedule because his bedtime routine includes a bath, dinner, and then sleep. This wasn't the first time plans got rejected for that reason, but this time I decided to speak up. I told her that her child isn't the center of the universe, and that we don't need to plan every single family gathering around his schedule. I suggested that maybe she could come to just one event on her own and leave the child with her husband or a babysitter so we could enjoy some time without any limitations. She flipped out. She said I was heartless, that I don't understand how hard it is to be a mother, and that I'm an ungrateful sibling who doesn't appreciate her sacrifices. She claimed I treat her child like a burden when, for her, he's the most important person in her life. Since then, we haven't spoken, and now my parents are saying I went too far and that I should apologize because being a parent is a huge responsibility, and my sister has every right to expect support. On one hand, I understand that her child is her priority, but on the other hand, I feel like this has gone too far, and that as a family, we shouldn't constantly have to give up our plans and enjoyment just because her kid has a schedule. Am I really the a-hole for wanting to occasionally have a normal family gathering without always catering to the needs of a toddler? Am I the a-hole? What you should have done is say, "Oh, so sorry you can't make it. We will miss you." And everyone else carried on with the plans. I agree every single plan should not be dependent on a baby's schedule. Not every single time. Great idea. Thanks a lot. Info: which members of your family are advocating for child-free events other than you? As someone who regularly wants child-free time, this is the real issue. Go out with your friends if you want to avoid your nephew. He is part of your family now and so will be at family gatherings.